Hey, everybody, it's me, Crazy George Wallace, and you're watching The Barn. The Barn. You know, I can't say that word, The Barn.
Hi, and welcome to the Barn. Live from the Barn studio, you got the Mox here, and I'm joined online with comedic actor, producer, legend, Mr. George Wallace. George, how are you today?
I feel good all over. How about you, Chad?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for doing this. Thanks so much for your career and everything that you've been a part of for all these years, all these decades, and you're zooming in right now from your Uber, I believe.
That's right. And thank you. Thank me. Thank you. And I'm coming to see you live in the next 2 weeks in St. Louis at Helium's, and we're going to have a good time. Helium's a lot of hot air.
Yeah, exactly. Helium Comedy Club in St. Louis, Friday, July 11th, Saturday, July 12th, two shows each night, and the tickets are going fast. So if you're listening to this and watching this, you need to get them quick. And glad to have you back in town. St. Louis treats you well, right?
Always. I like to go there and get that barbecue. What is it? Oh, man, the barbecue downtown. Starts with a B, right?
Uh,
Buzz,
Pappy's?
starts with a B.
Uh,
Shows you where I'm from, where I went to school. Pappy's, yes.
yeah, Pappy's barbecue is so good. You going to get some when you're in town?
I always do. And then I'm going to get the sausage. I'm going to get the three meats or something like that. They take care of me at Patty's. They've been taking care of me for 40 years.
Oh, that's awesome. And, obviously, Red Fox is from St. Louis. He's our beloved, one of our beloved icons. You obviously have a history, working with Red and writing. So can you talk about Red for a little bit?
Well, every night I've been doing comedy for 49 years. And when I started comedy, I used to watch, listen to party records with Red Fox. So every day I go on stage, I thank God for Red Fox, Samuel Davis Jr., and Lena Horne for paving a way for me to work Las Vegas like most people do. And I just think it's so great if to Red Fox to do that. And if he were alive today, because they worked there, they couldn't even go through the front door. They had to go to the back, through the kitchen to get to the very stage where everybody else is working. And if they were alive today, they would be so surprised to know that we're still going through that damn back door in that kitchen. Mm-hmm.
I think your new show is actually sort of involved with that because the story that I hear is that you went to Norman Lear, obviously another icon, and said, "Hey, we want to maybe revisit some of this old stuff." And he had a different spin on it, and that kind of resulted in your new show on Prime Video, Clean Slate.
The Prime Video Clean Slate running right now. So go to your TV's Prime Video, George Wallace, Laverne Cox. Yes, I wanted to reboot Sanford and Son. I basically just wanted to hear that music alone makes you feel good, right? So I get to Norman, and Norman just passed away last year at 101. And I said to him, let's reboot it. He says, you're crazy. That's my iconic show. We've done everything, but we haven't done that one. He says, but if you go back and come back with a twist. And I went back and I thought about it. I said, at the time, Orange is the New Black was the hot show, and Laverne Cox was the big actress at the time. I said, oh, why don't I put those together? Because I don't like discriminatory practices in any way. So I know what she had gone through, and I know what I went through. I'm old enough to have, I had to ride the back of the bus when I was a kid. So that's why I hate discriminatory practices against anybody. So we put them together, she being from her community and me being from Atlanta, Georgia, riding the back of the bus. And we came up with a show, and I had a son in Alabama. Son in Alabama went to New York to do his thing. I got an email 23 years later, said, Dad, I'm coming home. And I go crazy because I own a car wash. I tell the whole community, I know everybody in the community. My son is coming home. The next day, I go to the door, ding dong. I said, ooh, pretty lady, the most pretty lady you've ever seen. I says, listen, I know you're beautiful, but I don't have time to talk. I don't know whether you're selling Avon or the Watchtower, but you got to go right now. And she says, Dad, it's me.
Oh,
And my tongue and my head falls out of my mouth. So who now? I said, what now? And so I invited her in. We get to know each other. So now my neighbor's going, I thought you had a son. I did too. But now I'll have a daughter and I don't know what to do. And I just have to become acclimated. And after a few days, we get to know each other better. And it's just something, that's why we call it clean slate. You can start all over, and you can uh, have a tolerance and love, happiness, learning. There's another word I'm looking for, tolerance. we'll come up with it later. But in any case, I now have a daughter, and I don't know what to do. I'm crazy, and I'm more pissed off at her for being a vegetarian than I am a transgender person. So that's some bullshit. You tell me you're vegetarian. That's really because vegetarians are really getting on my nerve. But that's what it's all about. It's about uh, love and happiness and learning to live and be educated to how to let people live and be who they want to be. And I'm proud to do that because I just love enjoying people be who they want to be. That's what Clean Slate is all about. That's running right now on Prime Video, and you can watch that all 8 episodes. You can binge it, and I tell you what, it is so different. We're going to be talking about that and other things in St. Louis. I want to go to that world famous, world's largest McDonald's there, and did you know you knew you had the world's largest McDonald's, right? You can see it if you fly over.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? I didn't know that.
yeah. Don't you got the big arch there?
Yeah. Oh, right, right.
You're a little slow. You're a little slow, huh? You're a little
Yeah,
slow.
yeah.
But we're gonna be talking about everything. We're gonna talk about that casino. Is it the Lumiere or something like that?
Yeah, Lumiere,
I,
Lumiere.
I usually work there, but now I'm gonna go over to the club so we can have some real fun over to Helium's. That's gonna be July 11th and 12th. 2 shows each night, and I'm gonna do something for your market for the young people that don't know me. Everybody under 30 can get in for free. How about that? You never heard of that before, but you know George Wallace. I'm always doing stupid stuff. Everybody under 30, you can get in for free. So bring your parents out. Most people under 30 have never seen their parents laugh and have a good time.
That's amazing. You're letting 30, anybody 30 and younger, you're letting them in free.
Yes, because most of the young kids don't know me, and I'm trying to build a market, a following with the young people. And so that's what we're going to do at Helium's.
That's amazing. I've got to get some of this gray out of my beard then and maybe get a fake ID that's going the other way. We
You
used to
can
get,
do whatever you want to do because I know you're older than me. I'll be at your door, by the way, so I know what you look like.
all right, perfect. If we're talking about clean slate specifically, you kind of said it. It's built on love, humor, and acceptance. And man, I can't think of three things that we need more in the world right now with all the craziness going on. So I appreciate and love that you guys are doing that. And with somebody as talented as Laverne Cox, I love her work. And I guess maybe talk about what it's like working with her.
Well, thank you so much. What a great actress she is. I just tell you, what's great about being educated to work with her and her community is to learn. You don't understand what's going on in the world, but you can learn. You work with people and you go like, it's not bad at all. It's kind of like we had our first black president, and everybody went, oh, he's so good, let's do him again. And that's what this is about: living, loving, forgiving, and just being happy. As Al Green would say, love and happiness. And that's what we need more of in this world today. So much hate is going on. I hate, I hate hateful people. Can I say that? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You know those people that just hate for no reason whatsoever? I hate that. And I just wish we all could get along and have some fun.
And I think you're going to be bringing it to Helium. You're back on the road again. You're touring again. You've had long stints, of residency at Las Vegas, and you do a lot of different things, obviously. But being back on the road in these clubs where you're really interactive with the people and the people are right there, they're not, far away. They're right there, and it's a very intimate setting. Does that excite you? Because I know stand-up is probably your first love, right?
How'd you know that? You know what? The reason I want the young people to come out is because I like to teach the young people and educate the young people how to live. Now, I've already lived life, and I'm teaching the young people, make sure you travel. Get on an airplane, go somewhere, enjoy other cultures. You get out of college, high school, charge it to your parents, but get on that airplane and get the hell out of here. And there's good people all over the world. Now, I've been everywhere. And when you get in a closed market with like 500 people in a room, that's beautiful because you can talk to everybody, you know? It's just touching. And yes, I love it. And that room in St. Louis Helium's, just perfect. I can get to talk to everybody, and I get to say hello and take photos with people after the show. I charge $100 per photo, so hey, hey, yeah, there's a catch to it. All the people under 30, you can get in for free, but you got to take a photo for $80.
Hey, there it is. That's the catch right there. I knew there was something.
You're crazy. You're crazy. No, people under 30, come on down and say hello to Unc. They're calling me Unc now. I don't know. I get so many names. About 20 years ago, everybody was calling me Sarge. Then they started calling me Boss. And then they started calling me OG. What up, OG? Now they're saying, hey, Unc. I'm not your uncle, but it's a damn good chance I might be your real daddy.
How,
Mhm.
I think, you're talk about being from Atlanta, but New York City is such a part of, I think, your career and your story, right? And it's specifically the Comedy Cellar, which has just, you've seen it lately. And these guys have been around for a while, but the younger generation of, people like Bill Burr and all those guys that used to hang out there, and Patrice O'Neal, who's one of my favorites of all time. Did you feel the new generation embraced you as far as a stand-up comedian?
We get together every night. Last night here in Los Angeles, I was with Tiffany Haddish and with Earthquake and uh, everybody out of St. Louis, Lavelle Crawford. We just get together and have some fun and just enjoy. Yes, the young generation. Some of the older guys don't like the younger guys, but hey, they said the older guys said they didn't put in their work. But it's a new day now. It's social media. They're doing it their way. I embrace them, and I just think it's awesome. They're doing it that way, and I love the young. Obviously, from you, hearing from you, you love comedy also.
I love it. Love it.
So why don't you come out and do a set while I'm up there? You do my time, and I just tell them that's the show. I hope you had fun.
That I can't do that. I can do this. I can't do that. You got
Okay,
you got to know your limitations, right?
that's so true. That's so true. Well, I gave you a chance. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate that, and I think a lot of it has to be with, or has to do with people giving somebody an opportunity and really embracing that opportunity. And is that true with your career?
That is so true. I just mentioned Tiffany Haddish. She was on stage last night. We were doing Salute to the Troops, and I'm the first one to bring Tiffany on stage. I think she was maybe have been 16 or 17 back in the day. So that is my job, is to help, and because like I said, everybody helped me. Red Fox, Sammy Davis Jr. I worked with Tom Jones and Donna Ross and Donna Summer. I worked with everybody. Spinners, you name it, all the older groups. Patti LaBelle, everybody, you name it. Gladys Knight. I didn't work with this until I started headlining myself. And I went to Las Vegas for 30 days, 60 days. Next thing you know, I'm there for 15 years. And I'm the only black man ever owned the show. I didn't work for the hotels. I owned the show. Me, I was the boss. I did all of the marketing, all the advertising, and all the talking. As you see, I love to talk.
We're talking about those New York City times, and obviously you have a close relationship with Seinfeld and was on Seinfeld. Can you talk about that relationship and what Seinfeld means to you and comedy in general?
Well, I'm going to tell you something you probably don't know. And you did watch Seinfeld. Well, I am the real George. Did you not know that? Did you?
I did not know that. No.
I'm Jerry's roommate for 13 years. I'm the best man at his wedding. I'm the father of his kids. We started together in 1976 at Catch a Rising Star in New York City, and we're best friends today for 49 years. That's my best friend, and he tells me I'm his best friend. I don't care. He's a billionaire. Oh my God, you should go to this guy's house. He's just printing money. When he's sleeping, he's making money. When you walk into his house, he's printing. It smells like ink. What's that stuff we used to use in school? Memogram or something like that. It smells like ink. Well, that's what it's like. He just makes money, 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 money. Just too much money in that house. But that's a blessing for your friend to be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a billionaire friend, Chad?
No, no, no. We're struggling over here. I always said if I could redo my friends, I would find more that were beneficial to me, like one had a boat or maybe a house, vacation house or something.
Guess what? My friend has a boat, a house, vacation house, cars. I can't stand those cars, though. He's got like 65, 75 Porsches. Why you have the same car? They're all just different colors. It's the same damn car.
That's hilarious. George Wallace here is going to be at Helium Comedy Club in St. Louis Friday, July 11th and Saturday, July 12th. And we're excited. We're going to be in the house, 2 shows each night, 7 o'clock show and a 9 something show. So we're going to be catching one more and let you go here, George. Appreciate your time today. I want to ask you about your role in Batman Forever. What do you remember about making that and some of the scenes that you were a part of?
Oh, that was back in 1993, right? I've done so many parts in different movies back in 1993. I didn't even know what I was doing then. They just hired me. I said, yeah, okay. And it was good to just go and be the mayor. I've been many mayors since then, Mayor and Lou Nicky and all kinds of crazy stuff. Uh, and just then I did The Wash. I owned The Wash. Uh, I can't even think of all the movies I've done, but life has been good. I'm the most blessed person you've ever met. How about that? I'm not. I'm the most successful person you ever met too. It's not how much money you make. It's how you enjoy your life while you're living.
I absolutely agree with that. George Wallace, Helium Comedy Club in St. Louis, Friday, July 11th and Saturday, July 12th. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time today and appreciate the conversation, and big fan of your career.
This is George Wallace on the barn. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you when you get into town, okay?
See ya.